Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's your girl, Sweet the Queen DIY. Welcome back to my channel. So today, I know it's been a while, but welcome back, and thank you for tuning in. So today, I'm taking these wood pieces, trying to figure out how I can make some type of shopping cart caddy or something. Now, this video has been 2 years in the making, you guys. I have basically built this thing twice, but you guys are just now seeing it. So I had to find a way to connect the pieces. Don't mind the little feet there. I'm using Gorilla adhesive, caulk adhesive, and hot glue, and then I also went in to try to use my staple gun as well. After, having some difficulty with the staple gun, I decided to go with L brackets, and I screwed 2 screws in on each side. Now with measuring tape, I took a measuring tape just to measure my length from each side. I really should have did it all the way up, and you guys will see why later, but I got 29.5, and I took a box, a strong box. It was a box for one of those janitorial mop buckets that, heavy duty, so it's a real strong box. You need a strong box. So I made a marking at the 29.5 mark, so I knew, and at the beginning, so I knew where to cut the box. I took some contact paper, wood textured contact paper, since this was supposed to be the back of the shopping cart caddy. I took some contact paper and put it on the box for the outside. I tried to smooth it out as best as I could. I should have had a card or a piece of wood board or something, but I tried to smooth it out with my hands and get the air bubbles out the best that I could, and then went on to the other side and put the other side down to match up with the measurements. But, well, you guys will see. After lining everything up, I realized that I kind of made a measurement mistake, but I'm going to try to fix it later. So right now, I'm taking my staple gun to staple the rest of the board down, because at the bottom where the L brackets are, I'm going to use screws. So right now, just the rest of it up the board, I'm stapling to the wood. You'll see me putting like my finger underneath along while I'm stapling on both sides, just to make sure like the staples are going in the actual wood and not like hanging out the sides underneath the cardboard flap. Here in the L brackets, when I first put them on, I only put 2 screws in because I knew I was going to screw on the back and use the other 2 holes on each side to screw the back on. So I used 2 holes to screw the screws into the wood itself, the wood pieces, and then left 2 holes for the back piece. Here I'm taking my box cutter and cutting off the excess sides of the board, of the backboard that I placed on, and here is where I realized I made my mistake. After cutting off the second excess board piece, I saw that I had a whole strip that I missed of the contact paper, so I had to go in later and cover that up. I initially started with my staple gun, so I had to go and remove those staples that I no longer needed. And I turned the board around, and after I turned the board around and tried to create the front, I realized that's when I messed up in the back. I came, tested to see if my shopping cart would fit. It did, and it had, a nice little space. So I'm taking my Gorilla glue sticks, hot glue sticks, and I have these little side piece boards that I was trying to figure out a way how to place them to stack them to make a front piece for my shopping cart caddy, like just something to stop the wheels from rolling out. After figuring out that these would be good, I laid them out, lined them up to see kind of how many that I would need to cover the front, and it was about 5. So I took my Gorilla caulking and my Gorilla hot glue sticks and glued them to the front of the shopping cart caddy. So after taking some time, you guys, like it's not as easy as it looks. I know the video is kind of sped up, but I had to get these things to line up and, you know, stay straight with the hot glue and the adhesive. And, you know, it's not as easy as it looks. So I got it to, you know, stay straight, stay up, putting the glue across, down in the cracks in the middle, like, you know, trying my best to keep it together. So I'm, you know, right here cleaning everything up, lining everything up, and I'm waiting for it to dry. I set it to dry and let it dry overnight, probably a few nights. To be honest with you, probably over a few nights. So here, I took the shopping cart caddy out in my hallway to spray paint, but this was very, very, very disturbing for my neighbors. So I had ended up taking it on the roof to spray paint outside, you know, with fresh air. I guess, you know, hallway air wasn't enough. So I did that off camera, you guys. So I spray painted the outside silver. And in the midst of that, the front part broke on me that I did. The front part broke on me, so I had to end up improvising with another piece of wood board for the front. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but being that my wood piece for the front was a perfectly rectangle straight rectangle wood piece, it made the back piece, it made me realize that I messed up on the back piece. I don't know if you can see right there to the left a little bit that the board is not against the wood anymore because my measurements were wrong. So here I'm going back in with the wood that I cut, and I did notice when I cut it that it was slanted, so I should have known that I messed up somewhere, but I had to go back in and put that piece back that I had ended up cutting off, and then recover that piece with contact paper. I had ended up using the box previously to use as a protection from pink spray paint, so that's why it's pink. So I ended up having to take some poster board to cover the back piece because I just wanted it a plain white. And the sides on the inside, I had wanted them pink, so I had used pink contact paper on one side off camera, and then I put pink contact paper on the inside of the other side. I tried my best to take a card and flatten out this one versus the one on the back of the cardboard, but it still was like kind of a little wrinkly. I'm still learning, me and contact paper, we're still trying to get along. So here's what I had got so far, and then 2 years later, yes you guys, 2 years later, I have since moved. And during this move, I just recently moved, during this move, the shopping cart caddy was basically destroyed, okay? Destroyed. So I basically had to start from scratch. I had to put the base back together and then find to try to cut wood, real wood this time, for the front. I had a very difficult time. This is me putting the L brackets back on. I had to take the wood. Now mind you guys, I had to take the wood to the hardware store. I brought my own drill, and they ended up able to cut the wood with my drill. I couldn't do it. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I was doing something wrong, but I could not cut this wood. So here I am gluing 2 pieces together to make the 29.5, 30 inches that I had measured from, in the beginning. You guys may have to excuse my head. I'm taking the clamps and clamping the 2 pieces together with the wood glue. Excuse my head getting in the frame. So here I'm believe it or not, this is the second time I had to glue these pieces together, but here I am taking the wood piece that I glued together. At first I was going to use this Gorilla Glue, but then I decided against it and decided to use wood glue for wood, just made more sense. So I'm taking the wood exposed pieces and putting glue on the pieces that are exposed outside. I was going to find some fancy way to try to connect these wood pieces, but I said, you know what, old-fashioned, nail and hammer. Nail and hammer, it will work just fine. So I took some nails and the hammer and nailed the wood around, and then had the wood glue in between to help secure it. And then I flipped it over and nailed the front down as well. I use bigger nails for the wood pieces and use smaller nails for this piece, because this is not a real piece of wood. Then I have these L brackets, and the L brackets, just to secure the wood part, I put them in the 4 corners on the shopping cart caddy. Now I'm taking this pretty contact paper that you guys have seen before in another video when I made my shelf. It's pretty and it matches my apartment really well. It's white, pink, and gray. I love pink. So incorporate the pink and gray. I'm taking this contact paper and putting it on both sides of the shopping cart caddy, the front and the back. Oh, so just for future reference or any advice, my contact paper I had for a while, I don't know if it's the sticky adhesive was wearing off, or because the way it was folded and rolled, that it seemed like it needed some glue to stick down, or maybe I needed to wet it for it to stick. I'm not too sure, but I definitely ended up needing to add glue underneath the contact paper, so you may need to do that just in case. So here I wanted to add just a little bling, just a little bling to make it stand out, make it a little more pretty. And I didn't know if to use silver or rose gold. I felt like the rose gold was kind of not the same kind of pink that was in there. So I asked my daughter, she picked the silver too. So that was just more, confirmation that I just needed to go with the silver. Me and my daughter picked silver. So I just went and I took the silver bling wrap, this is diamond wrap rather, so excuse me, and I put it on the edges just really to try to hold down the contact paper some more, but to also give it some pretty and some shine. Here I came to do the other side. It's a little off camera, you kind of can't really see, but I'm putting the bling wrap on the other side, and I'm trying to, it was lifting, so I'm just trying to, you know, put extra glue to secure it and, you know, make it stick down. Now this diamond wrap is actually kind of very sticky, but I added the hot glue to, you know, just for extra security, because I was trying to, like I said, hold down the contact paper. But this diamond wrap itself is very sticky. I probably could find, like I said, I've had these materials for a while now, you guys, so I probably can't even find where I ordered. Well, they all from Amazon, but you know, to go back and find a product, it might be some work. So as my diamond wrap was running out, I decided, like, well, let me just put, you know, a nice little piece at the top of the bottom and the top of the front piece, since that's the part that's going to be shown. So I said, you know, it was running out, probably have to get more for another project anyway, so let me just finish it all on this product. So I put a straight line at the top, added some glue, some hot glue in, because like I said, the stickiness of this paper is not, you know, I tried to put things inside to hold it down and stick to the paper, but it wasn't going. And then I put this last little strip, it didn't even go all the way to the end. I put it at the bottom just to give the bottom some, you know, flavor. So here on the front part, just to, you know, like I said, I've had 2 years, you know, the white part just needed a nice little fresh coat of paint on the front, and I just took, like, you know, a little brush and my acrylic paint and painted the 2 white strips in the front to give it, you know, nice freshness of white. I was going to use silver, this silver, to match the outside, but I decided against it. So also too, guys, I had added wheels. I don't know if I said that a while back, but here is the finished product, you guys. Like, you know, there are some imperfections, you know, like I said, it's got beat up, you know, redone and all that, but it's beautiful. I love it, and it's what it's made for. Now, this is not something that I would like give away or sell because of the imperfections, but it's definitely pretty enough to do its job, which is to be a shopping cart caddy for my shopping cart. And I had also, just for the sake of, because I had a little space and convenience, I had just added my little workout, you know, yoga mat, hula hoop, you know, my little workout things in there to, you know, since it had a little room. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. I'll see y'all later.